Riches show, Single Parents, is in its second season now on ABC Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And you, sir, are a man who I thought of last night when the Rams had the game on the foot of Greg the Leg, and it did not go through the uprights. One of the biggest diehard Rams fans I know, Taran Killam. Good to see you, sir.
Great to see you, Rich. It's pretty unbelievable. You never want it to come down to a single play like that. And if it has to be on anybody's shoulders or leg, it's Greg's. So, great football in that it was so gut-wrenchingly, because Sunday was the bad game. Like last night was a great game.
Yes.
It was fun to watch. Sunday was a mess and kind of embarrassing.
Now you were there, right?
I try to go to every home game. I took my family camping, so I missed the home game. So I was literally on the shores of Lake Mojave with my phone watching the Rams-Bucks game and just throwing rocks into the water.
And so you had reception on the lake, huh?
Yeah. AT&T.
There you go. Hey,
you
right here at home at AT&T. Well done,
AT&T Center. Yeah, thank you so much.
Well done. We
thank
give you a golf clap on behalf of all the hard people probably working buildings right across from us right now, making sure that you can do that.
They can sense it. They're like, hey, whoa.
Making sure you can do that.
Did this little company just get a boost from Taran Killam?
Maybe they did.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, and I will say this.
Yeah.
Gurley does look like the Gurley of 20. I mean, he had a 2018 game last night, although still just 15 carries. Is that what it was? Or 15 carries. It's still an unbalanced scenario that's going on right now.
There's a sloppiness because all our defense has all the weapons, but our secondary's getting beat. Like what the Rams have done, especially since McVay has become coach, is they're bringing in these mentor spots, and I feel like it started with Whitworth, where they bring seasoned players in to kind of mentor.
Weddle
is there, but even Talib, who's been wonderful and great, and I love Talib, but I feel like he's starting to get beat, and like Peters drives me crazy. He drives me crazy because he's like the Hulk, and not in a good way, where he needs the rage of messing up to then play good. You'll get huge plays out of Marcus, but only after he lets somebody by him, And that inconsistency, I think 8 throwing touchdowns against us in the last 2 games is evidence of that. So I think we just kind of we start slow too. That is every game this season. We start slow and then we come back, and like the resilience of the Rams right now, I think is still impressive, and that's why I haven't given up on them in this season.
Oh no, here's what he's giving up. They're 3-2.
Yeah.
Okay, they do have a big game against the 49ers coming up next week. But, I mean, you look at the roster, there's a ton of talented people, and your coach is still your coach.
Yes.
And Wade Phillips is still Wade Phillips.
Correct.
And Cooper Kupp is an emerging, bright, shining star, to use the Boogie Nights phrase.
Yeah.
I mean, he is true. I think he is their best receiver.
Yeah.
And he's becoming that. If
Most
he already
versatile,
isn't,
for sure.
He's reliable, and I said it off at the top of the show. His route running is precise.
Yes.
His hands are pristine. And his awareness of where he is on the field is spot on.
Yes.
And he never makes the wrong first move. It's like as if his first move is always good for another 5 yards.
Yes.
Every time he catches
He's so slippery too. There's a play, he caught it for 8 yards and somebody got his leg, and I thought he was gone, and it was a rare instance where they actually were able to hang on to Cooper.
Right.
He's amazing. But Woods and Cooks too. I hope Cooks is okay. And
What a catch that was.
That was beautiful, wasn't it? And Goff is amazing. I wish he would learn a pump fake. You know what I mean?
Now,
a pump fake would go a long way with that guy, because he's telegraphing a little too much from the little I know. I could never do,
No, I know that. You're
a millisecond,
fan,
but I'm a fan, and I think a head and a pump fake and this would buy him so much.
Taran Killam here on the Rich Eisen show. Now, how did you become a Rams fan again? How did this all start?
I'm a Los Angeles native.
Yes.
For most of my life, we had not had a team. I was a big Raiders fan when they were here. Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen, Howie Long.
Right.
And then we didn't have a team, and I kind of floated around. It was cool seeing you talk to Richard Sherman, because I was following the Seahawks, and I was at that Super Bowl where they threw the interception at the 1 yard line, which is heartbreaking.
Oh my gosh! I thought you were going to be at the Super Bowl in New York City, because that kind of dovetails when the 7 seasons you did of Saturday Night Live.
Yes. Yeah, I missed that one. I think because whenever I wasn't working, I was flying back to be home because Kobe was still here working.
Right.
But the reason I'm a Rams fan is I've loved football my whole life and more each year. And I promised myself when I was 19 or 20 that the first team back in my adult life, I was going to start from the ground up and become a diehard. And fortunately, it was the Rams.
And the Rams have done just wonders
it's
around
been
here.
really fun.
It's been a tough 5-day stretch is all I will say. It's a long
been
marathon
brutal.
here.
It's been pretty brutal. I was sad to lose Ndamukong, so to see him come back and score that final touchdown was especially painful.
Yeah. Yeah, you knew like he could have fallen down on the ground and the game would have been a wrap. Just one more first down.
He was
but
as
there
fast
was no
as
way.
JoJo Natson running down the field.
Oh my gosh. So okay, let's get into this is one of my favorite stories, Chris. You were at the Big Slick this year, correct?
Yes.
But
I was not at the
You were
game.
not at the game, the softball game. All right. Paul Rudd has told me his version of this story.
Great.
So I'd like to have you started first. And it's the Big Slick is an incredible event in Kansas City every year. They raised over $2 million just this year alone, correct?
Yes.
For Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City. It is just, which is a heaven on earth for so many families and so many sick kids. And it's just an amazing event that starts, in essence, with a huge celebrity softball game on the field of Kauffman Stadium for the home of the Kansas City Royals.
Well, even earlier that day, you go to the hospital. You go to Children's Mercy Hospital, which is the best part of the trip. You spend time with the families. You spend time with the children. You see why you're there.
Exactly.
And it really sets the tone of love and support and camaraderie. And then, you go to Royal Stadium and you play a softball game, which is fun and silly. But
yes.
Patrick Mahomes was there, and Travis Kelce too. Were both there.
Now with Mahomes, we all saw he went yard. He went yard.
First of all, they bring in the fence. Let's be clear about that. He didn't knock it out of the park. They bring in a shorter.
Oh yes, it was basically, we're seeing it right here, a deep fly ball to what normally would be a can of corn in left field, but it was way over the fence, and he did a bat flip and
that's Hollywood phony BS is what that is. Because that is his second time up in a row. The inning before, he was the last at bat, 2 outs. And he pops it up. I'm playing shortstop. Paul Rudd's playing third base. He pops it up, and I scream, "I got it!" And boom, and I catch Patrick Mahomes' pop-up fly, and he's out. And there was, we did get it. We did get it. Oh, thank goodness. No reaction. No reaction from the crowd. Nobody cares. I look over at Paul Rudd at third base, and I just see the respect kind of like drop, like leave his face looking at me. And he says, "Wow, I wouldn't have done that." And I turned to Paul and I said, "I had to. I'm a Rams fan." And then Keckner runs out on the field because Keckner is just like court jester, chaos, and he goes, "Give me that ball." And I can tell he wants Patrick to go right again. And I say, "Absolutely not." And I keep the ball, I put it in my pocket. We go up. The next inning, they have Patrick go up right away, and he knocks it out of the mini park. And that's the only footage they put out from that weekend was Patrick Mahomes. And I held onto the ball, and I went up to Mahomes after the game, who is the nicest person in the world, the most charismatic, charming, lovely, and talented athlete. But I went up to him, and he's just, he's like in the processional of like so gracious and saying hi to everybody. And I walk up, and I hand him the ball, and I go, "Go Rams." And he's in auto mode, so he's like, "Oh, man, thanks." So I had my moment, and I felt very good about it, but it's been erased from history, so I'm really glad that you aired that here.
If we can air that pop-up again, because I'll tell you, the way that Paul Rudd told me the story is that Mahomes, the place was going crazy, and then he pops it up, so everybody knows it's totally anticlimactic. He's thinking, because he's at third base, he's right next to you.
Yes, huge Chiefs fan.
He's thinking, there's no way I'm catching this ball.
Yes.
I am not going to catch this and make Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to record a put out on Patrick Mahomes.
There was no way I was letting that ball fall.
As this is going through his head, he says, "You swoop in, make the catch."
I scream, yes.
You looked at him and you said, "I'm a Rams fan."
Yeah, I had to. He was like, I can't believe you just caught Mahomes' pop-up. I wouldn't have done that. I'm a Rams fan.
Did you call him off?
Did you
wave?
your house, Mahomes.
It looks like
I eat in your house.
It looks like you waved him off.
Yes. And do you see? You kind of see. You see Rudd kind of like fake smile and look at me and look away. He kind of gives me a. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? This is for charity, man.
Then the next inning, Mahomes hit leadoff.
Yeah. They fudged it. They fudged it. It's Hollywood's fake.
I don't think there's going to be
professional sports is fake. It's all fake.
There's no appeal play.
Look
after that.
Look at how shallow that fence is. Oh yeah.
I mean, he went way out to the left.
Did hit
David
it like
Cook.
280.
Was Dane Cook the one who caught
David.
that? Oh, David Cook caught it in left field?
Yeah. So he was out twice, technically. Facts. That's just facts.
Hashtag
Facts.
You know what, Taran? I've never asked you this question. Taran Killam here on the Rich Eisen Show. You're on the list of notable films of your career. Naked Gun 33 1/3. The Final Insult.
Yes, sir.
What did you do in that film?
Do you remember it well?
I think I do, but go for it. What do you got for me?
The climactic finale takes place at the Oscars.
Yes.
Okay.
Lieutenant Frank Drebin.
Exactly. And there's an envelope bomb. They're gonna announce an award, and that's the bomb. And they're showing clips of nominated movies, and they're all parody movies. And I was the boy in Geriatric Park. So it's the scene with the T-Rex and the shaking water, and I'm the kid. I'm Joe Mazzello from Jurassic Park, and I look out the window, and it's a 45-foot old man in a walker, and he goes, and he clears his throat, and I go, ah! And I had a line, but they cut it.
They cut it.
They cut my line.
So then you never crossed paths with Leslie Nielsen then?
I sure did.
You did?
So my great uncle through marriage was Robert Stack.
Get out
Rest
of
in peace.
here.
I won't. You invited me.
Robert Stack?
Yes.
Okay.
So Robert Stack, Unsolved Mysteries, the original Elliot Ness from The Untouchables.
But also Airplane, right?
Airplane, exactly.
He was
He's the guy they bring in. Yeah,
right?
the consultant they bring in. And he goes, Taran, if you see my friend Leslie, tell him I said hi. And I was like, okay, Uncle Bob. And I go to the premiere, and it's in Westwood, and Leslie's sitting at the back of the theater, and people are like lined up to greet him. And I'm like 11 or 12, and I'm pretty nervous. Sure. And like very timid, and I step up, and he's like, Leslie's like, and who's this? And I go, hey, Mr. Nielsen, I'm in this movie. It's my first movie, and Robert Stack's my uncle, and he told me to come say hi to you. I'm saying hi to you, but I'm here because I'm supposed to be here in the movie, but I'm saying hi because my uncle. And I do the whole thing. Leslie goes, what did he say? I can't hear a word he say. What did you say? And he makes me repeat the whole thing again, and I do an abbreviated version. My uncle's Robert Stack. I'm in this movie. And he goes, oh, Robert Stack, great guy. I love Robert Stack. And to his credit, after the movie, he came up to me and he goes, did you like the movie? Did you have a good time? And I said, yeah. Literally the next week, this is absolutely true. I'm at home watching Saved by the Bell or whatever, and Leslie Nielsen is in a commercial for a hearing aid. So for whatever reason, that made me feel better. I was like, okay, it wasn't totally my fault.
Oh my God! Wow. Robert Stack. I don't know if it was what was Robert Stack's character's name in Airplane. I can't keep all my facts.
I just remember that he's the sunglasses.
He takes the sunglasses off, and the sunglasses,
and they're in the car ride.
He's the one who's trying to land the plane.
Correct.
And he's saying, Ted, municipal bonds. Ted, never, always hold on to them.
Captain Rex Kramer.
That's right, Captain
Rex Kramer. Right.
Great
I loved the car ride there.
Striker.
And the background keeps changing. It's just a road, and then it's like cowboys and Indians chasing them, and yeah.
And let me tell you, since obviously your show is on ABC, Single Parents. The 6 police squads that ever existed was an ABC show way back in the day. That's what was
the Naked Gun was based on. Yeah.
They still stand up.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
I haven't gone back. I remember.
Oh my gosh.
When in my tweens or whatever, my parents were like, "You should check this out. This is what it's from."
Maybe it's just because of my sense of humor. It's really hokey. My favorite one, just from that, and then we'll get to Single Parents, is Frank Drebin, Leslie Nielsen. He's undercover, and he plays the owner of a key store. Okay. And he goes and he's trying to break up the local syndicate that's shaking down all the shop owners. And he goes into the mob boss, and he shocks him in his office. And the mob boss looks at him and he says, "Who are you? And how'd you get in here?" He says, "I'm the locksmith, and I'm the locksmith." And I just can't get enough of that.
Great.
Tell me it stands up at least. Come on, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wonderful.
Now that's like Mad Magazine funny, where you go in your mind, you laugh, but you don't laugh out loud.
It's a verb and a noun is sort of the fun of it.
Oh, no.
No.
Don't tell
Let's
me I'm
analyze it.
old.
That's what's good for comedy,
I'm
right?
already taking
when you
it
have to
in-
explain, that makes it funny.
Oh my gosh. Tell me about Single Parents, Taran.
It is a wonderful show that I have the privilege of being on. It's our second season. It's a show I get to watch with my kids, which I love, and
That's
they're
cool.
invested. And we're about 8 episodes in now into the second season, and our third episode airs soon with Adam Brody, who we saw in the clip.
Yes.
Returning Leighton Meester's character's baby daddy in the show and in real life.
Right.
And they're gonna perhaps a flame is rekindled, perhaps not. You must tune in to find out.
Okay. And Brad Garrett's on it too. It's a hell
Brad
of a
Garrett,
cast, man.
Kimberly Lewis, Jake Choi, a trough, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like cornucopia?
A cornucopia of talented kid actors.
Bevy?
I love
bevy?
it.
Is it a bevy?
I would say it's a plethora.
A plethora. By the way, that's Three Amigos.
I love you, Rich.
Yes.
That's Three Amigos.
Exactly.
Did you say plethora?
What'd you say?
What is a plethora?
You even know what they said?
That's Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Did you say plethora from your little mouth? Little plethora. Have you never seen Three Amigos?
He has not seen it.
Oh, the Chevy Chase movie?
Yeah.
Martin Short,
Martin Short.
I've
Chevy
seen it.
Chase, Steve
Steve
Martin.
Martin.
Seen it. I can do the dance.
So you have seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
I just don't remember. I just don't remember that one. Yeah.
The looks
Yeah.
you give me of like, I'm rich.
Well,
I'm
Rich,
younger than you.
I mean-
Rich. You're old. Like,
Tell us
the
another
looks you
Police
give me-
Squad story.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, every single episode of Police Squad would start with the music, and it's Frank Drebin driving around town.
Yep.
And
The siren.
and it would end with him crashing his car into trash cans.
Yes.
And episode 1 was 1 trash can. Episode 2 was 2. They kept putting an extra trash can for every episode until he ran into 6.
That's awesome.
That's my story
That's
of
wonderful.
the open of Police Squad.
It's great. They don't make shows like that
They
anymore.
don't make them anymore, and I think we're on the same page, but I'm beginning
Yes.
to get a little ornery about it.
Corral is the word I was thinking.
Corral.
A corral of talented actors.
Corral. Very good.
Talented kid actors. Single parents, ABC 930.
At Taran Killam on Twitter, at Tarzan Nas.
Tarzan No Z.
No Z.
Someone stole my name before I got my Instagram account going. And when people ask how I spell my name, I say it's like Tarzan No Z.
Oh.
Yeah. And if
don't-
you text me, my name will autocorrect to Tarzan.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Well, I always say.
I've never been more serious about anything.
I have to spell my last name whenever I call places all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh my God. The number of times it gets butchered. So I always say it's Eisenhower without the Hauer. So that would be my Instagram
Yeah,
if
do that.
I needed to do that.
I think we should make a ghost Instagram for you.
Is that right?
Of
Yes.
that, yeah.
But you can't be a ghost
Eisenhower,
because
no Hauer.
Well, just a way for you to creep. That's all.
And it's just Police Squad stories. It's just clips of Police Squad.
And 1950s references.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, war strategies
Yes. Yeah, that's-
and Police Squad clips.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're talking.
Let me tell you about A Star Is Born, the original. I got nothing after that.
The 1930s?
Chris Christopherson.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
No.
Before
I
that
understand.
one.
I mean,
a
from
remake.
That's
with
a
this
remake.
and this mug that JJ
right.
Watt sent me with the Michigan final score on the
Yeah,
back, saying
yeah.
it contains my tears.
We're ribbing you.
It's
but
okay.
we're also, I will say, like in your defense, we're also referencing the things you're referencing. So clearly we know what you're talking about.
Thank you, Taran Killam.
Yes.
Anytime, come back.
All
Good
right.
to see you again.
I'll be here
brother.
tomorrow.
Excellent, fantastic. We won't be, but we'll just leave the
I'm
light
still
on
coming.
for you. Taran Killam, check out Single Parents Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right on ABC.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.